think it is high time we also did that in our own part too, so that maybe many of our team maybe will find it difficult to always join Zoom. The book starts live streaming for them. So somebody can just go to my YouTube and help me copy the link, okay? So let me just send it to myself. All right, so it is the psychology of follow-up that I want to treat today. Like I said before, we have done that before, and this time around, it is just so that it's going to cascade it and it'll be more practical with it. All right, I'll try my best to be as swift as possible. Is that okay? Okay, great. So it is the psychology of follow-up. All right, now we have heard follow-up countless times and all of that, but it is also important that we just remind ourselves what is follow-up it's all about. Okay, so what is follow-up? It is every conversation and interaction you have with a prospect who you have exposed the business to towards getting them to make a joining decision. Every conversation or interaction you have with a prospect that you have initially exposed the business to, that is towards getting them to make a joining decision. Now, follow-up is also a process of education and understanding. Now, you need to understand this. It's education and understanding. Do you understand? That is why Ambassador usually says that if you have booked people and people have told you they're going to start by the end of the month, now it is only bad for you to you have not reached out to them since, and then you just reach out to them today and then you tell them, okay, you said you're going to get started today. At least you should have been able to prep them and prep them and prep them and prep them. Okay. Now, educating the prospect on why is also a means of educating the prospect on why our business is best fit for them. Is best fit for them. Now, this one thing about the business is, see, you realize that there's one thing that happens to you in this business. No matter if sometimes you join the business and then you make money instantly. For instance, in your team, you realize that there are people who have joined the business. They made money instantly, right? But then they're not still in the business. Why are they not still in the business? They're not in the business because they do not avail themselves the opportunity to be able to grow. Now, there's one thing about the business. As much as you earn, you also grow. But then we do not cascade the idea, or we do not even promote the idea of growth in the business. And because of that, people don't see it. So everybody is focused on money, 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 money. Remember, what is his name? Robert Kiyosaki said, he said the real reason why people struggle financially is because they learn to work hard for the money and never learn the principle of wealth creation. Amongst the many principles of wealth creation, growth is one of the necessary things, which is personal development. So people do not understand this. So the beautiful thing about the business is this. You can join the business and one person join your business automatically. You have made 5,000 naira or whatever the right content bonus. If another person joins, you have made matching bonuses and all of that, which is fantastic. But that cannot keep you in the business. Because it does not keep you in the business, then what happens? The reason why I cannot keep you in the business, because what happens is if you tell another person and they don't join, or somebody else tells you something that looks like that tends to belittle your personality, what happens? You tend to give up. And guess what? That is how you keep trying too many things. You keep trying so many things. The person keeps trying so many things. But here, because of the learning process that we have, which is meant to educate them, for them to be able to understand that not just the business alone, but money making in itself. Those who make money, the successful people, are not just about the money making. Why are people successful in their career? They are successful in their career because, first of all, they want to see it is about the value. It is about it is only when the system is not right. That is when, no matter how much you give the value, that is when you feel like you give value so much and then you do not get results. You don't get feedback. But then they want to give value. So you have to understand this as a person. So what does follow-up mean also? The fortune is in the follow-up. No matter how it is, if you like do 1,000 invitation and then 1,000 person attends, the 1,000 will not make payments. When they talked about the 80-20 rule, they said yes, out of the 80-20 rule, which is to say that 20% is what attend and 10% joins your business. Listen to me, if 50% attend your business, you have been booked, and then 10% attends, that one person that will join may not be instant payment. It has to be through follow-up. The follow-up is done after showing the presentation. Yes, you have started before, okay? Your follow-up must be done within 24 to 48 hours after the presentation. So like today, we have presentation by 7 p.m. So ensure that after that as well, make sure you do back-to-back follow-up. If you don't follow through, they forget what you showed them. Do you understand? If you don't follow up, people forget what you showed them. Because I personally, I have an experience of that. On Saturday, there was somebody who I invited, and because I invited the person, and then after the presentation, I ran to something. I had other activities and all of that, which I had a presentation in the office. And while I went to the office, I forgot to meet up with that person. And remember that day also, we had a training with a Requari. So I didn't follow up that person again. And when I was talking to the person again, and the person was so cold compared to the person stayed in the presentation from beginning to the end. This Saturday, I mean. This is just less than 24 hours, and the person became cold. The person stayed from presentation. The person even indicated interest. But I called the person later, just because I had other piled up activities. I couldn't call the person immediately. And that is it. So talk more of somebody who have seen the business after 24, 48 hours, you've not spoken to the person, my dear friends, you will lose that person because the person will go about talking to other people as well. Okay, so they would have spoken to the whole world, asking their opinions. He accumulates a lot of negativity. Remember, the reason why the business rewards you so much, one of the reasons why the business rewards you so much is because there are a lot of persons who are against it. It is not a business for everybody. So it is only the 1%. You already know that the business is working. You know that the business is genuine. You know that this is not a scam. So at this juncture in your life, you should not be thinking that the business is not working. Do you understand? It's not the case that the business is not working. So you should know that you are against out of 7 billion persons, we do not have they are not even up to 1 billion persons who are doing network marketing. The whole world, out of 7 billion persons, they are not up to 1 billion. So which means we're not even up to, we're less than 1% of the population of the whole world that is doing network marketing. So being faced with this, because it is something that the world does not approve, that the world does not generally approve, guess what? It is going to be difficult. It is going to be a struggle. And that is why you get reward immensely. That is why when you begin to earn your money, you begin to earn millions, you become unapologetic about it. Of course, you already know that network marketing is an organization that is, network marketing right now would very soon become a means, has become courses in most universities. And of course, in Nigeria, it's very easy. You know why? Because of the strategy with which in network marketing, that is what the strategy of every other organization that goes into marketing, they are about to start using. And they are using all of them. And all of these things follow up, they do follow up. I told you about a story of a friend of mine who in my front, we went for a wedding. And after a wedding, she just sat out there. And then she was writing them, calling people and following them up. Yes, sir. We reached out to you, gave you flyer. You said we should reach out to you. School is going to resume so and so time. And then when I hope you are going to be bringing your word to our school. I mean, follow up. And I was like, so when I do follow up too for this all this one too, and she was laughing. Okay. Now strike when the iron is hot. Okay. Now the fact 90% of prospect needs to be followed up, need to be followed up before the sign up. Now what this means is that in La Buena Vida we have demystified it so much and made it look so much easy. And then the expectations of people have become so high in the sense that by the time they invite people and then they do not get instant sign up, what happens is what they begin to feel like nothing is happening. No, this business is not working and all of that. But the truth is network marketing was not designed for instant sign up. It was designed because you know why? You see the idea, let me tell you how it is. When it first of all came, this mentality, there's always the fear. Remember, see, the people, the difference in people who present very well, or great presenters, is in the ability to just come and give presentation, and then everybody is clapping for them. That is the accolade they get. But then in this our own also, we have now decided to redefine what presentation looks like. No matter where it is, you still close down and then you collect people's money. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? No matter what it is, there was an event that happened here in Abuja, and then it was under the Team 247 Ambassador Nefo's team. And guess what? It was a women event, and Ambassador Ronke was called to come and do presentation at the time. Now it was just to come and talk and all of that. But at the end, guess what? Based on that event that happened, is a women event. Based on that event, after the event, she closed down, and a lot of people, she said she could count few heads who did not make payments. So you see that it is a lot. You understand? So La Buena Vida has demystified it, but ordinarily, Ordinary, just like you. There are many of you here who have various online courses you run. You have online event that you run, and all of that. See, it is all about education. You do. You just educate, and then sometimes when it comes to that point of view, wanting to collect money, how do you feel? I think there are some persons here. Let me see. I don't know if Mrs. Ngozi is here, because I know there's Mrs. Ngozi. Who else again does online course? Okay, Mrs. Durotoye too. Is Mr. Durotoye here? Mrs. Durotoye, you are here. Mrs. Ngozi, is she here? Okay, she's not here. Mrs. Durotoye, I know you do online course, right? Am I right? You do an online course? Okay, but she's not here. Mrs. Durotoye, are you here? Do you do an online course, like online training or something for people? Fantastic. Now, most of the times, it is just the training, right? And you don't have to collect money from them. Okay, so you're working, okay, and you don't have to collect money from them. But then, if there are opportunities whereby probably after you are finished speaking and then you want to take money from them, is it usually easy? How do you feel? Don't you notice that the difference is always clear? The energy with which you use in cascading the message and the energy with which you want to use in collecting the money drops, right? Now, why is that? Because see, at that point in time, too many things are going through your head. So many things are going through your head. So you can imagine you yourself, who is the presenter, feeling that way. That how can I collect money from people? Oh, I want to collect money from people. Yes, you're actually there to make sales. Whatever it is, you're there to make sales. But how can I collect money from people? How can I collect money from people? How can I collect money from people? You know what happened? Because of that, again, now you transfer that same energy. That is why you see that most of the times after you finish doing presentation, people don't even what you hardly get conversion. Now, why am I saying all of this? I'm saying all of this to make you understand that network marketing was not designed for people to make instant payments. It is practically designed for follow-up. That is why it's a skill. Okay, immediately the presentation is over, start following up. However, for better results, you can follow up before the meeting starts. All right. If you don't follow up on time, you stand the risk of losing your prospect to someone who follows up. And every prospect has 3 potential uplines. So don't think because you are not following up that someone wouldn't. So people are following up. People are following up. If you delay inviting somebody, that's what you'll be losing out. Okay. So follow up before presentation. Following up before presentation. This is how you do. Now, during this session, our senior consultant may be selecting a few people they will mentor personally. I hope you are selected. That is the first thing. Okay. And then, what series of activities constitutes following up? Following through is a sequence of activities you engage in to ensure your prospect meets with you so as to take them through another exposure. Now, we are doing all of these things and doing these trainings over and over again, even if we have done it before, so that you can be able to internalize them. Then you can invite them for CAS, the question and answers session. Put them in a 3-way call with your leader to pep talk them. Then tell them that your leader has put finishing touches to a business plan tailored specifically for him and invite him to see your leader. I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow. Tomorrow, during our cell meetings, our breakaway cell meetings with me, I think we're going to do that question and answer. So you can also invite your prospect, yes, for tomorrow's cell meeting. Okay, tell them it's going to be a question and answer session. All right, they can also be part of that. I think I will try my best not do much trainings and all of that. So I will cascade it to, I'm going to limit it to personally question because of them. So I want you to invite your prospect tomorrow. Let us ask them so they can also ask their questions. They can tell their fears. Those fears they can basically not tell you. They can tell you, okay, about the fears. Is that okay? Fantastic. So you can send them a breakdown on the business on WhatsApp. Contact, okay. Then you can send them short videos of social stories in network marketing. We have that. You can send them alerts of your uplines if you have them. Then you can also, all you need to do is to find a creative way to take them from exposure to exposure until they make a joining decision. Now, some videos you must send them. You see this video, Rise of the Safe is the New Risky. Safe is the New Risky. You have to, that video is an exposure. That video is an exposure you can always send to them. Live Your Dreams is an exposure video you can send to them. And then Rise of the Entrepreneur, which is another training we're going to be doing for those in the 7 a.m. meeting. Okay, so it is these three videos are important videos you send to them. Very important. All right, very important. So all you need to do is to find a creative way to make them from experience until they make a joint decision. Then plug them into your prospecting funnel using your diary and jot down every conversation in summary. Is that okay? Now, when you have exposed your prospect to the presentation, your follow-up and closing begins immediately. The line between both of them is so thin that you can hardly distinguish them. Do you understand? Distinguish them. In following up, you must find a creative way of taking the prospect from one exposure to the next. You will then attempt to close at the end of every exposure by asking them how, okay, so by asking them, so what is the way towards getting you started? Mr. Ojo, this is very interesting, right? Now, how about having watched that video? So you love this. So what is your understanding about this video? From this video, has this video been able to give you knowledge about what network marketing is all about? Yes, I understand. Okay, fantastic. So what is the way towards getting you started? How many accounts are you starting? Always make that statement. How many accounts are you starting with? All right. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone's waiting somewhere. Don't sabotage yourself. So whatever it means is when you have, so it is also good and important for you to have so many persons, a lot of persons who you are going to start, who you are going to invite. All right. Who you are inviting. All right. Now, when you have exposed your prospect to the presentation, your follow-up and closing begins immediately. The line between both of them is so thin that you can hardly distinguish both of them. Okay, when you have exposed your prospect to the presentation, your follow-up and closing begins immediately. So I've told you that already, okay? Sorry. When do you stop follow-up? You follow up till either your prospect joins, you die, or they die. That is when you stop. So have you now seen that there is no time you will stop? There's someone that I've been following up for the past 1 year now. We are still talking. Excuses here and there, woman and all of that. Oh, I cannot do. And the last one she had to do, she had to even tell me the story of her life. All right. There was a last time also her father was sick in the hospital, and I kept on checking on her. It wasn't business. I kept on checking. How is your father? How is he? Okay. I hope he's recuperating. Okay. I need you to go out of this medicine. We have this supplement. I want you to get this supplement. I can give it to you if you don't mind, just for free. Don't worry. City for 7 and restore. Like, I told me that they have taken it. They have been using it. It's fantastic, beautiful. Okay, great. So how is he doing right now? And eventually, when he got well, yeah, she actually got back to me. All right, thank God. And then they got back to the business again. I said, so mother, how is everything now? The business, you have missed out on a lot of promos and a lot of this. And right now, there's another promo that's going to. After telling her that one, she now told me the story of her life on how she got married at the age 21, and right now she and her husband has a business, and the business. I mean, the way I'm following up, we have never met. I don't even know her from online. We have never met. But she's telling me every situation of her family right now, everything about her family, telling me. Now, most of the time, they tell you that so that you can also understand with them. That is it. But the more you understand with them, the more they close you down. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And after she had been saying, I said, yes, I understand. I now told her my own story too on how things, I needed to, the story was basically for her, was basically how, she saved, and anytime she saves money for a particular thing to start a particular thing, a problem comes, and that was where I capitalized on. I say, you don't have to always do that, because the truth is this: if you are saving and waiting for the day to happen. Just because I told her, you have saved this amount of money, why don't you? She said, no, I want to start with Megaverse. Yeah, okay. Pay this one first of all. Start with these 7 accounts. Then there's always room for upgrade. He said, yeah, I want to start. I told her, you saved that time, and now the money has gone for something else. You are going to start afresh again. And she told me she regrets it, but this time around, even if it's just 1 account, she will pay for 1 account and all of that. And we are still on it. All right. So you follow up on them until either they die or you die. That is when you stop doing follow up. Okay. So things to say when following up. So immediately the presentation is over, call and say, awesome, right? We've been getting a couple of payments from the presentations you just attended. So I'm calling to confirm if yours was among them. So let them speak. So if the prospect says they have paid, then ask them to send you the payment details and forward to your leader. So if they say no, mine is not among them, say, wow, what happened? Why didn't you secure the mastermind slot? Most likely they will give you an excuse or objection. Okay, now handling specific objections. I don't have the money objection. All right, so this is one of the most common objections, but it is important to know that it isn't 100% valid. Now, why do we have to do this again? Because many persons don't even remember these handling objections, specific objections. They do not, and they do not follow it. They don't remember it. All right. In fact, look at what happens to them. Whenever they are doing presentation, they are doing follow-up. Now they know they are going to do follow-up, but they don't get prepared for it. So when there's some kind of thing they tell them and then they don't even remember the response to give. Okay, they do not remember the response to give. So what you do is what? Use this objection. I know the last time I told us to always screenshot this so that we can use it. Three-way call. The three-way calls I've done in this month. There is no one three-way call I did with my head. There is no one. What I did, the training we did with Ambassador Kelechi. Yes, and when we did that also, what I did was I decided, I screenshotted many of them, and I know that at some point also I also screenshotted and then converted them to PDF and sent to the group. Guess what? I kept it is in a very, very, very accessible place for me. In a very, 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 very accessible place. Why am I saying that? So that I know that there can be a time, okay, somebody will just want to so we have three-way call, Immediately I'll just go and open it down and keep it. As soon as the three-way call starts, I'm reading from there. The last one I had, I think it is Mary also. I did not do it with my head. And after we are done, guess what? After we are done, because it wasn't from my head, it was from the distance. No matter, even if I've done it countless times. After we are done, the man paid a part payment of 20,000 naira. This was somebody who says he does not have the money based on the number of times and months and weeks that he's been followed up. All right. At some point also he became sarcastic. Or after I have spoken to him, he now made part payment. So you don't have to do it on your head. Have this thing screenshotted and keep it somewhere that is accessible for you. You say you get back most of the times after screenshotting it, send it to yourself on WhatsApp. It is easier for you to access it there. Do you understand? So that subsequently in the future, when somebody comes, you want to go to screenshot, you begin to look for it, you will not see it again because you have screenshotted too many things that you never go back to. All right. So I don't have money now. Tunde, now listen, you need to understand that most time it is due to another objections. Okay, how do I convince people? But then, Tunde, do you really want to do this business, or is saying you don't have the money just a polite way of saying you're not interested? You're not interested. This is an important question you should also ask them. Okay. Most likely the prospect will reaffirm they want to do the business. Once they have made this reaffirmation, trust me, you are good to go. Okay, then you use the feel, felt, found method. Tunde, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when I saw the business because I didn't have the money to register when I first saw this presentation, but I found a way because I was tired of being broke and I knew this business would solve my no money problem. Okay, fantastic. Then tell them what you did to find a way. If it is not you, tell the stories of other people. If you see, listen, even if you don't know, okay, chat any of the leaders. Leader, please, which of the story, whose story was it? Okay, right? No, when I joined the business, I just paid instantly, so I didn't really have the problem of I don't have one problem. Which leader do you think I have a story? They will tell you the story. Either they send you YouTube or the person tells you the story. Okay, and most times also you need to always learn people's story. Tell it rightly. You can imagine when I'm telling my story, and it's also very, very apparent that many of you don't even know my story. As your leader, you don't even know my story. Because sometimes if I attend to this presentation, I'll hear another story. I'll attend another presentation, I'll hear another story. I say, now my story, they talk, so I've been at the story, they get me. I've been at the story, they tell me. So learn the stories of people. Do you understand? Learn their stories and all of that so that you yourself can as well begin to because when you can tell other people's story, it also helps you also to tell your story. It gives you a structure to be able to tell your own story. All right. We're talking about story. If we are going to be dealing with story, I would have talked about the various steps and stages of the stages of emotions that has to be aroused when stories are being told. All right. So after that, tell him if he finds a way to raise it, you will work with him or her to succeed. So number 2, tell a story of someone who didn't have the money. Tunde, I know how you feel. You remind me of my mentor, Ambassador Ronke Kushemani. When she saw the business, she was broke and didn't have the money to register. She had to borrow the money because she knew that things were not going to change till she did something about it. How now? And now she is one of the highest earners in the company. She even bought 2 cars last year, and for her mom and for her dad, one for her dad. Okay, Tunde, would you like your story to change like how did it? And let's discuss options on how you can raise the money to start your own financial freedom journey. All right, good. Now, you say I don't have the money, give them practical solutions, e.g. OPM, other people's money. Right now, by the special grace of God, I have converted that what do you call it, that letter of grant into PDF. Okay, I've converted it into PDF so that people can easily print it, sign it. As soon as they sign it, they write the people's name, and then they can snap and send to them also. Now, why are we doing that? It's also a means. Listen to me, people can do that. I told us the last time that people can easily want to borrow money. See, people want to easily borrow money to pay school fees. People want to easily borrow money to feed. People want to easily borrow money to do other things that it has to do with what liability, has to do with liability that will not bring money back to them. But when it gets to investing in their future and starting a business, which is supposed to be the norm, other people's money is meant for you to start a business and invest in your future, build a business. Majority of the successful people we have right now started business. Why is it that, if I don't want to begin to call them, but there are so many business persons right now who are successful simply because they started with other people's money. All right. So tell them they can divide the money and borrow from various people. If 4 people give you 15K, is that 16K? You add your 20K, and then you are good to be. That is for those who want to start with Technovest. If 4 people give you 15,000 naira or 10,000 naira, that is 40,000 naira already. 10% give you 5,000, that is 50,000 naira, and then you already start with the access package. Okay, so can I be real with you today? Where you are today, your lifestyle, bank balance, everything is as a result of the decisions you took some years ago, and where you will be in the next few years is as a result of the decisions you take today about this business. I advise you to make the right choice, which you will benefit from by joining our business right now. Now, these things are important. You understand? Now, the truth is, we tend to take this for granted. We tend to take this for granted. Now, 5 years ago, the truth is what decisions you were taking, you probably were not conscious. You were just living. You were just living, like it was just happening. Okay? It was just happening, like you were just living 5 years ago. You were just living just 5 years ago. Do you understand? Right now, it's another time to make an intentional, an intentional decision. And watch out, see, 5 years is a benchmark. What will I say is a benchmark? That when you see it is, if you constantly, the reason why many of us also, because we have to tell ourselves the truth. Many of us have not really got to where we want to get to, because as much as the other day I broke down to us to tell you that if you say, I've done this business for 5 years, have you really done it for 5 years? Have you really done it for 5 years? How often, how consistent have you been? So the reason why many of us have not, even in this business, have not really gotten achieved this kind of success we have envisaged is simply because if they count my 4 years, it's not up to 4 years. Because there are times I was not active, there are times I wasn't there are times I was distracted, there are times, all of these things combined. But we've had people who constantly, for 5 years, they really did this business because they made an intentional decision. The likes of Dr. Elijah Mba and also Dr. Elijah Mba and every of the other G8 leaders. Intentional that 5 years later, after they had joined the business, things have changed for them. So how do I convince people? Those who say they don't have to convince people as well. You use the feel, felt, found. I know how you feel. I feel the same way. When I joined the business, I didn't know how to convince people, but I realized that with this team, they have a system that takes away the convincing from you. So I plugged in, and it has been the best decision. Use story method. You remind me of one of our high earners, Mrs. Didi. When she joined, she was very shy and was scared that the business wouldn't work for her. But thanks to our system, she's extremely successful today. Okay, Tunde, did I invite you to see the business? Always remember also the way you also invite them also could also be a way to also, because sometimes they're not conscious of it. Did I convince you? No, I just sent you a recommendation text or whatever means. I asked you, I invited you to come and support me, right? Or whatever means you use in prospecting them. So, and you attended and you are excited about the business, you can send a text to someone, or you can invite people for business launch or business big announcement. Or there was a script. There was a script I sent last weekend. I think we're also going to use it against Saturday. That script, how many of you use that script? Let me know people who use that script. Last weekend, and there was a script I sent last weekend. How many of you use that script? You know, you used that script to invite last weekend. Let me see. Let me see you. Okay, Ms. Ugbeme. Okay. Which other person? No other person used it. When I said be in a hurry, hello Tunde, how are you doing? Click one. Tunde, are you in any way looking for a means to generate an extra source of income? Let him answer. Then I came across something. They are talking about how to build a recession-proof business in the depressed economy. See, things are tough, and I know we will win. And that's why I am on the lookout for opportunity that can make that happen. So I chatted with one of the experts. And he gave me 2 slots. I thought of who best to give, and I thought of you. So it's a free ticket given to me, and I was advised not to let it waste because they had limited slot. So they said I should let them know if I won't be in need of it, so they can give to another. Today, will you be available tomorrow, Saturday at 10 a.m. to attend with me on Zoom? It's a virtual online meeting. Wait for his response. If he says yes, I'll do that. So this script was I sent. I personally used it and it worked. It was a spontaneous script. All right. Now, for those of you who probably you have done a lot of business launches, you have done a lot of recommendations, these are also another way to be able to invite somebody to listen. And it's only one person out of everybody here who used it. I know there's somebody also in 7 a.m. meeting who also used it. As much as you're encouraging your teammates to also do business launch as well, also see device and other means again. Now, many of you think that it is only if it is not business launch, there's no way they can invite. Because they have done business launch, and all of a sudden it feels like they're now handicapped. You cannot do anything again for them. Show them as I am doing this for you, giving you different scripts. Show them various means as well, which they can also use to be able to invite people. Okay, show them various means which they can be able to invite people. Okay, so it's only one person who did it. Or are we not in this meeting? This meeting is so boring today. Caroline, Cynthia, Dr. Maribel, Godswill, Ishak, Mr. James, Latif, Mary, Mrs. Omotayo, Mrs. Olayami. It's so boring today. What's happening? So if you invited them via social media, tell them you will teach them how to do the same too. All right. But of course, this period, we are doing more of warm market. Okay. So you say they don't have any friends. FFF rule, tell a story, then, okay. Then 3, practical advice. We have a system that teaches you how to get people connected via social media. So this is for people who say they don't have friends. I think there's somebody we're actually dealing with right now. She's going to be in one of her first business launch today and on Saturday. And she, right contact number, she says sincerely speaking, she just had only 21 contacts, 21 in her phone. And first of all, I'm seeing that this person is, so you see, there's a lot to actually help this person. Now, for her, she has 21 contacts, which simply means that she does not relate so much with people. And somebody who is in her early 30s. Okay, so what we do here, apart from the fact that we're going to attend to that first 21, we're also going to find a means to ensure that you also begin to relate to people and then reach out to people and collect contacts intentionally this time around. And these are the things that the business does for us. Okay, so what if I don't get anybody to join? Kemi, do you really want to do this business, or you are just saying, what if I don't want to get anybody to join as an excuse? Most times, Kemi would confirm that she wants to do the business. Feel firm. I know how you feel. I felt the same way, but when I used the system, I was able to grow a team of people. Would you be willing to learn how to use our system? 3, truth be told, doing it on your own, you may not be able to get many people, but if you link them up with a professional, chances are high that they would get started. Okay, Kemi, what do you do currently? Imagine if your MD refused to start his business due to fear of what if I don't get customers? If we all keep saying that, nothing will succeed in the world. We are over 300,000 partners in Laguna Vida, all from one man who was an introvert banker. So if he can do it, you can as well do it. So the means of exposure, follow-up calls, another presentation video, follow-up booklet or slide, presentation sampling, product sampling, greetings, doing one-on-one for them, QSG, commenting on WhatsApp status or social media posts, okay? which I have also spoken several times, giving them an office tour or taking them to your leader's office for those who are going to be physical. Then sharing success stories and recent events with them. All right. Then wishing them happy birthday or happy new month, etc. Of course, next month, for those of you who have been following up as well, this one can also be, some people have told you first week of September, right? This today, pray for them. It's the end of September, end of August. This August, may God, as August goes, may the problem in your life leave. Send a prayer for them. May the problem, as the month of August is going, may it go with the month of the problems in your life, and as we prepare to enter into a new month, may it come with so many blessings and so all of that. Tomorrow also you send a happy new month message. Just begin to keep in touch with them. It's a means of follow-up. What do we do? What to do if they are adamant about no money? Okay, collect name lists from them when they're adamant, and then you do affiliates. All right. Now, 2 very important tips in follow-up calls. We're rounding up right now. Be conscious of the following points when attempting to close the prospect. Do not be pushy at all when it comes to getting the prospect to making a buying decision. Don't be pushy. Be very assumptive and surprised when the prospect does not jump into the offer immediately. Be emotionally detached from the outcome. Stop apologizing while speaking with the prospect. Never use the word sorry at any point while addressing a prospect. Have it in mind that you have an opportunity that you are giving to them. All right? Trust me, you being in this business right now, you in this sales meeting, you are one of the 1% crazy. And 1% crazy are part, it means that you are part of the persons, you're going to be part of the 1% that is among 1% successful people in the world. All right. So you are giving people an opportunity. There is no way if you're talking to Aliko Dangote if they're apologizing to you. Your goal is education and understanding, and not attempting to shove conviction down the person's prospect truth. Invite them to join us and give it a try. Okay, always be prepared to get a prospect started. Have the account details, registration requirements, Zoom link, URG, and timetable. Okay, ask great questions. All right, now what do you like best? This thing. I know this trading was done by 7 a.m. and all of that, but I also want us to actually have that. Okay, many of us here don't usually attend 7 a.m. So ask them, what did you like best about this business model? Keep quiet and let them speak for as long as he likes. The meeting was awesome, right? You are right. You are in right. Okay. Can you explain to me the 2 most important reasons why you would love to do this business right away? Okay. Based on all the information you have gathered so far, do you see anything in this business for you? Now, most of the times when you ask most questions, actually, can you explain to me the 2 most important reasons why you would love to do? Now, there's always a guard that people actually come up with. Okay. Repeat the question until they answer your question. Tell you, I'm not ready to get started right now. I know, but are you interested? You said you're interested, right? So, okay, 2 reasons why you would have loved to start this business right away. Okay, so based on the information you have gathered so far, do you see anything in this business for you? I draw out a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being you don't want to do this business, and then 10 being you want to start this business right away. Where do you go? Okay, good. So based on all the information you just gathered, can you tell me how this opportunity can benefit you positively within the next 6 months? For analytical prospects, how much per month will make this business worth your while? How much can you make in a month to make this business worth your while? How many hours a week are you ready to put in to generate that kind of income? Always ask them questions, let them answer. Okay, how many months would you dedicate to producing that kind of income? For instance, there's somebody who I'm working with, and she said, I want to make 500,000 naira between now and December. I said, it is realistic. Okay, how many hours are you willing to put into it? Good. And, I had to do that after I set the expectations, giving her the expectation forms and all of that, which she had gone through. And then we're not talking about it. She was like, can I make 1 million naira? I said, is it possible to make the business you have been doing or what you have been doing? Have you made 1 million naira in 1 month? So how much do you start with? That business you are doing now, I say if she bought machines, she bought this one, she got a place, she did everything. She has spent not less than 1 million naira to actually start up. I said, have you made 1 million naira in 1 month here? They say no. So how come you want to make 1 million naira with how much you started with? That will be realistic. You want to make 500,000 naira in this month. It is very, very, very realistic between now and December. But this is how we are going to do it. In this month, you can make some amount of money. This month, make 150 this month, 150 this month, 150 this month, 150 this month. So by the time you do that, in this month, this is what we need to do for us to do 150. How many hours do you want to do this business every month, every day? at least 2 hours. So every day, this is what we are supposed to do every single day. Are you in or not? For the next 4 months, consistently, give me feedback. And that is how we have been working. All right. Good. So I could show you how to develop an income of that particular amount they want to raise. They want to reduce their answer, working with so many, with 5 hours in a week or so. And then in 6 months, would you be ready to get started right away? Okay, if I could. All right, so Jane, drawing a conclusion from all the benefits you said you will derive from running the business model part-time. Why don't you join us and give it a try, and let's do some amazing things together. I will send you the account details. Are you paying for 7 accounts or 15 accounts? Don't always tell them, are you paying for 1 account? Let them tell you, I would have loved to start with 15 accounts, but let me just start with 1 first. On top of them, they're going to make payments. Slide a form and a pen idea. You are front to the prospect as you invite him to give it a try. They will either begin to fill the form or will raise objections, answer the objections, and invite them to give it a try again. Always end with the invitation to give it a try. Okay, good. So follow up. So I think that is that for that. This is another session of the follow up that we would have done. Okay, so we would listen. Now, this for us also as a team, we have decided to do this as a team. Now, there are a lot of persons who have made part payments, and of course, they can start by the end of this month. All right, they can start by the end of this month, today. So reach out to them. I forgot to put it in the script. Reach out to them. This is how it goes. Hello, Mr. Stanley. How are you doing today? Good morning. Hope you had a restful night. Yes. So quick one. With regards to, you said you're going to start your business. You're going to start your business by the end of the month, right? And you're going to complete your payment by the end of the month. And then you made a part payment of 5,000 naira. Good. So right now there's a promo that is ongoing right now. All right, which is going to end on Sunday by 11:59 p.m. On Sunday by 11:59 p.m. It's supposed to end today, but because at least Monday is the beginning of a new working week, so that is the reason. And so the leaders of the La Buena Vida project have decided to also give a discount. Okay, this is what we call because they want to work with new set of people for the month, for the IMBA months. They want to work with new set of people for the IMBA months. So they are giving another 5% discount. Remember, the price was about 79,990, and then you started at 49,990, and that commitment you made for 49,990 still holds. But right now, they are also giving you another 10% discount. 10% discount is 5,000 naira. So they can also start with 45,000 naira. Do that for as many persons. Go after this meeting. Go and draft out the names of those who have made part payments. Go and draft out the names of those who have done part payments, as many as they are. Tell them that they want to work with another set of people who would, for the IMBA months, so that between now and December, they would have made at least, they would have made some certain amount of money so as to be able to end the year financially strong. Ambassador spoke to us about the biblical, the godly aspect of ending the year strong. All right. I quoted some passage of the Bible for those who are Christians, 2 Timothy 4 verses 8 and Philippians 4 verses 3 verses 8 or the 4 verses 8 or thereabouts. So all of that. Okay. So it is important that we just follow these things. Write down the names of people who have made part payments. Follow them up. So that's why I told you in the next 15 hours that we have for this month of August, the next 15 hours that we have for this month of August, it is possible for you. It is possible for you to be able to achieve so much. It's possible for you to have one person to also register. It is possible for you to have 1 or 2 persons to also register. Do that today. How many of you will do it today? How many of you today will do it? How many of you will write out the names of those who have made part payment? It doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter how long. It doesn't matter how far. Even if they made payment in January, even if they made payment 2 years ago, write down their names. Reach out to them today. Listen to me. One of the things that usually happen also is that most of the time we tend to conclude our head. And anything you want to do with your head, you know what? MC, most times You are doing it to her without proper reasoning. Emotions is, you see, you are trying to back it up with logic most of the time. Say, it has been long now. We didn't even answer me. Say, now, wow, we're not going to pay. It is not you. Reach out to them. Those part payments you've had for 1 year now, go and write down their names and call them. Say, make that effort. Rewards come from, see, the blessings you get is from the effort. That's why I said heaven help those who help themselves. So it comes from doing the work. So the work is right now, the assignment is that you go and write down their names and call them irrespective of when they have made their payments. And then you'll be shocked at the result you have. Don't just go and write 1 or 2 other persons and then you want to use call and finish them. No, call them and begin to tell them this. Encourage them. How are you doing? How are you coping? How are you coping? You know, it's not easy. See, that's why you need to do this business. You can imagine if you have signed up and completed your payments in that time, you can imagine, well, at least even if you're making an additional 50K every month, it would have been a loss for you. However, I'm calling you right now because there's a good news. There's a good news. And the good news is that the leaders of the La Buena Vida project have decided to also do another 10% discount for those persons who complete their payments. It is supposed to end today, 31st, but they decided to shift it to Sunday, 11:59 p.m. So that because Monday is a new working week. So, and me, I know how interested you were. I knew how interested you were. And they have only given me 3 slots of people. Sorry, don't tell them 3 slots, 2 slots of people. Only 2 slots for people who want to make part payment. Somebody have decided to make complete this payment. I want to know. So if you're not ready, just let me know so I can go and meet another person. Why are you putting all of these things? It's value, creating value for your business. Many of us don't know how to create values. But by the time you begin to create value for your business, the only reason why you do 3-way call, and then the essence of 3-way call is because of the value it gives the business. And the value it also gives, the credit also gives to the person who are ahead of you, your leaders. That is why they make payments. That's why it's always very, 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 very successful. All right. So I want to encourage each and every one of you. Let us all go and do it. So how many of you will go out? How many of you will do that today? Today, I am available for 3-way calls. I'm available for 3-way calls, okay, for as many as possible that I want to do 3-way calls. Just let me know. I'll begin to give you the time and all of that so it doesn't clash with other people, okay? So I'm available for 3-way calls. I'm also going to be doing my own 3-way call with Ambassador Ronke as well. All right, so I want you. So how many of you will do that today? How many of you write out those who have made part payment and reach out to them? How many of you? How many of you will do that? How many of you write out contact and will do follow up today? How many of you believe that you can still have sign-ups today too? How many of you believe that you can get sign up today? How many of you? Fantastic. I love that. I love that. It's possible for you to have sign-ups today. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Tomorrow, there's going to be a surprise package in our cell meeting tomorrow. Okay. Fantastic. There's going to be a surprise package in our cell meeting tomorrow. So I want you to ensure you attend that cell meeting. It's going to be a combined cell meeting as well. Invite those your prospects who have strong head, who feel like they have questions they want to still ask as well. Let them join that meeting tomorrow. Okay. If you're inviting, please let me know too, so that at least, because I'll check once I see a new name, there's some of them that I'll be able to identify them. Okay. All right, guys. Today's Thursday. We have presentation by 7 p.m. So make sure you are invited massively for today's presentation. Make sure you have people who you are booking for today's presentation, and do not joke with it. All right. Let it be something that you that you intentionally would have to constantly do to ensure that your business is. Okay. So have a great day, everyone. My name is Damian, leader of the Catalyst family, the Catalyst. I love you all. Bye.